All right, and welcome back to Episode 7 of the Alec Frengos Show. This is a sports podcast centered around NBA and NFL. And today we're going to be recapping the 2023 NHL Draft, biggest winners and losers, Would You Rather, Hockey Edition and Football Edition, 2021 versus 2020 NFL Draft Class, projecting the top 10 running backs in 2023-2024, John Collins trade, Harden opts into his player option, and the top 5 athletes currently in any sport. So first we're going to get into the NHL Draft, which happened yesterday, and with the same people we did the mock with, and had a couple surprising picks, had a couple normal picks that we knew it was going to happen. So we're going to start to recap the biggest reach and the favorite pick first. But first I want to say, now that the draft is over, there is a Crosby in the NHL, there's a McDavid in the NHL, now there is a Connor Bedard in the NHL. The next generational superstar is here in the NHL. So I want to get your guys' thoughts on this pick. Obviously it was a no-brainer, but what do we think of Connor Bedard going into his first season? I'm going to start with the Blackhawks fan right here.
He was the best player in the draft, obviously.
No doubt.
And he is going to be the next McDavid, so he's obviously going to be clear of everyone. And
Okay.
I think he's going to be a top 10 player in the league next year.
Wow. Bold. What do you think, Joey?
I think it's great for the league, just getting another marketable player in the league, as hockey's been dying down recently.
Yeah.
So I just think it's good that the league can promote a guy and actually get more views within the game.
Help grow the game for sure. Bryson, what do you think?
I think he's going to be an impact player right away.
Yeah.
And when it comes to Connor Bedard, his shot is already NHL level.
Yeah.
He's got an NHL level release. His hockey sense is incredible. And now that Chicago actually made some deals, because they're trying to make an effort to get Bedard some help by getting Taylor Hall. And I mean, Connor Bedard's going to have a better season than people think.
All right, so we're going to start with the NHL draft here. We're going to go first. Who is your winner of the NHL draft? And I'm going to start with you, Bryson. Who do you have as your winner here?
The winner, as much as I want to say the Red Wings with the Axel Sandin Pellikka pick at 17, the winner of the draft was the Columbus Blue Jackets. I mean, I think the gap between Fantilli and Karlsson is so far apart, and that Anaheim passed on Fantilli, and he fell right into Columbus's lap at 3.
Yeah, no-brainer, obviously.
No-brainer, and you're looking at an instant first-line player, Hobie Baker winner, 65 points in college. I mean, this player is going to come into Columbus and be a rock star there. It just sucks that he's in the Eastern Conference, though.
You're good. Just raise your mic down a little bit. We're fine, though.
Yeah.
All right, Carter, go ahead. Who's your winner here?
My winner of the draft is the Philadelphia Flyers. I think they got a top 3 prospect in the draft with
Matei Michkov.
Matthew Michkov, and they also got a pretty solid defenseman, Oliver Bonk.
Okay.
So, yeah.
2 first-round picks Flyers had, right?
Yeah.
And pretty cool storyline. Obviously, Michkov was falling due to character issues. Obviously, he's got a contract in the KHL, I believe is the league in Russia. And there's things going around where Michkov said, the Flyers, I want to play for you guys, where people were saying that there's only select teams he wants to play for, and one of those were the Flyers. So I want to ask you here, Bryson, what do you think Michkov sees in the Flyers?
You know what? I think Philadelphia is a marketable franchise. It's a bigger franchise. And I was reading something earlier, and apparently Arizona interviewed Michkov before the draft. And apparently he wanted no part of their organization. So clearly, I mean, I'm not surprised. No offense to Arizona. But, I mean, Michkov wants to go to a bigger franchise, right? I mean, Philadelphia, they've been in the league for how many years? Long time. And I think it's a good fit. Philly needs a player like that, and they definitely got a good star prospect with Matvei Michkov.
Interesting. Yeah, I think out of all destinations, Philadelphia is an interesting one to me. Someone that doesn't follow the draft a lot personally. I thought we were hearing that Michkov wants to go to a place where there's a Russian on the team, and I don't know if there is a Russian on Philadelphia, but
Not many.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like, I think Vancouver was a spot. Washington, obviously, with Ovechkin.
They were a spot.
I think that pick honestly surprised me a little bit, but we're going to go to you now, Joey. Who do you think was the winner?
My winner of the draft was the Chicago Blackhawks.
Yeah.
Obviously, like we said, Connor Bedard, generational talent. But then they had a great value pick at number 19 with Oliver Moore. He was the consensus number 1 best skater in the draft.
Okay.
Yep.
And that's your winner. So we're going to go to the losers here. So I'm going to start with you, Carter. Who's your biggest loser of the draft?
Loser of the draft. Love to say this. Toronto Maple Leafs. They had a terrible draft. They only had 3 picks this year, but with their first round pick, they decide to reach pretty heavy on a guy, Easton Cowan. Don't even know if he was projected for the second round.
What did you have him?
Yeah,
in your
he
prospects?
He was outside of my top 75.
Yeah,
Interesting
outside
pick
of the
then.
top 75. And this was for a lot of NHL people. Every single person was saying, this is a reach, this is a reach. It was just a terrible pick.
All right. Coming from a Leafs fan, thoughts, opinions on that pick?
Well, with 3 picks in the draft, you can't do a whole lot. I mean, maybe they didn't think he would fall to like pick 150 or whatever. So like, I guess maybe they wanted to take a chance on him, but
Yeah.
whatever.
You kind of
Fair
got
point.
You kind of got to get the best value, I guess, throughout
Yeah.
the whole
Because
draft.
they had
if
no
you have
picks in
limited.
like the 3rd round.
Yeah, but even
where he's supposed to go.
you can trade down a little bit.
Yeah,
Like,
but I didn't want him at pick 28, but
yeah, no,
whatever.
Yeah,
It's all
Oh,
good.
I'm not
So-
gonna hate on a kid that's getting drafted.
no, yeah, for sure.
That's fair. So we're gonna go through here. We're just gonna do what was your favorite pick of the whole draft? I'm gonna start with you, Joey.
Well, like Bryson said, I'm gonna go with Adam Fantilli. Like you said, the gap between him and Leo Carlson, I don't think it's as big as you think,
Yeah.
but I think the value there at number 3, where in past drafts like 2020, 2021, he would be the number 1 pick in the draft.
He's better than Slavkovsky.
Yeah.
100%.
And getting that 3 in 2023, it's a great pick.
So Bryson, what do you think? Would you take Fantilli as an overall better player than Slavkovsky, who obviously went 1?
I would. I think Fantilli, he beats Slavkovsky in every area of the game. I really do think so. He's big, he's physical. I mean, Slavkovsky's big and physical too, but Fantilli has that goal-scoring touch.
He does.
I mean, he can put pucks in the net. He's got a good shot. He's got good skating. He's a better skater,
Definitely
fluent
a
skater,
complete player.
and he has a higher ceiling. And yeah,
Okay, so what was your favorite pick of the draft?
I think this is a pretty obvious one. I'm going to go with my Red Wings taking Axel Sandin Pellikka at number 17 overall. Yeah.
I'll give the background here. So obviously you wanted him at number 9,
I want him at number 9.
which they didn't take at number 9, but thankfully they had another pick at number 17, and he ended up falling. So with that pick, obviously, as your favorite, does it surprise you that he went all the way down to number 17?
You know what? It really does surprise me.
Who's a couple teams that you think could have taken him there?
I had him mocked to the Buffalo Sabres. I mean, they needed some help on their right side of their defense, and I had, to Buffalo. But also Vancouver could have used him as well. They went with Tom Willander. I do think that was a mistake for them. Sandin Pellikka, I had him at number 7 on my board, and we got him at 17. I couldn't be happier about it.
So yeah, obviously a great value pick there for your Red Wings.
Amazing
so Carter,
value.
What's your favorite pick here?
I think my favorite pick was probably Zach Benson at 13.
Great pick.
I think he is a top 10 talent, but he really just fell because of his size. He's not very big. 5'9", 5'10", 170, around there. So yeah, he's small, but he fits exactly what the Buffalo Sabres like. They like to draft those small, skilled forwards that are speedy and have that playmaking ability. So yeah, I think that was my favorite pick for sure.
Yeah, so now the Sabres have a plethora of prospects now, like you were saying yesterday. So they've obviously got Tage Thompson, who's their main focus on the current roster, and who are a couple other prospects here that are going to go along with, what's his name?
Devin Levi, the goalie.
Yeah, Devin Levi.
He's
they got
nasty.
Benson, who are a couple other guys now in the system that are going to be impactful in the future.
JJ Peterka is the big one, the player out of Germany. He's had a great rookie season. You also got Jack Quinn there, first-round pick out of the Ottawa 67s in that system. Those are a couple other guys. And also a couple of Swedish players, Isaac Rosen, who I think is going to be a great player for them as well. And Noah Ostlund, another smallest Swedish player in that system. Their prospect pool is deep. And coming from a Red Wings fan, it's kind of scary to see Buffalo build up their prospect pool, and maybe they'll finally live up to their hype, because the Sabres they've been terrible for years now. Maybe we won't be able to make fun of them.
Yeah, that's fair. So we're gonna get into a segment here. We're gonna go. Would you rather Austin Matthews?
Ooh.
Okay.
So I've got a couple names here, and Matthews obviously a great regular season player, and then doesn't want to show up in the playoffs. So we're gonna see which player would you rather take currently over Austin Matthews. First name, Leon Draisaitl. I'm gonna start with you, Bryson.
Oh, I'm taking Leon Draisaitl 100%. I mean, people want to say Matthews is the best goal scorer in the NHL. Have you seen how Leon Draisaitl can score goals? It's unbelievable. I mean, people say, Draisaitl plays with McDavid, but Draisaitl is actually, for the most part, on a different line than Connor McDavid.
He is.
And you know what? He creates his own offense. He's such a powerful player, and he plays with a bite. He sometimes plays with a bite with his game. Matthews will run away from a fly.
Was forced to fight there in that
playoffs. Yeah. And you know what? Leon Draisaitl, he's better than Matthews.
Go ahead.
I also agree. I think Draisaitl's
I was going to say exactly what Bryson was going to say. He said it all for me.
So coming from the Leafs fan, we're going to have Draisaitl, but I think Draisaitl is, I wouldn't say clear, but he's much better than Matthews.
Yeah.
Comfortably.
Yep.
Second name, David Pastrnak.
I'll start.
Go.
I'll go with Matthews.
I'll go second. David Pastrnak.
I'll go third here. I would also go Pasta.
Go ahead, Bryson.
I'm going to go Matthews.
Oh, come on. Why?
Because I'm a certified Pastrnak hater.
Okay, so Pastrnak last year was a better goal scorer than Matthews. Matthews obviously the year before, but Pastrnak is coming off a very, very great season, scoring a lot. I think that he's currently better than Austin Matthews. Obviously a little bit of bias in there, but I'm not comfortably taking David Pastrnak. I can't say that, but he is definitely the better current player for me.
All right.
What do you think?
Well, Matthews, he actually plays defense, and he's been in the Selke conversation for quite some time now. And Pastrnak, he's a winger. He's only focused on scoring goals, while Matthews is doing it on both ends of the ice.
He's putting up the points, so.
Is Matthews that?
He's getting the wins. It was the best team in the NHL last year.
I know you took Matthews, but is he that great defensively? Does his game stand out defensively to you?
Well,
because to me it doesn't.
Well, he had a better year defensively. I wouldn't go as far to say he's in the Selke conversation, but he's definitely improved his defensive game, and he's definitely improved his defensive abilities. Obviously, we know how big of a threat he is offensively.
Yeah.
As much as I hate Pastrnak, he is a threat offensively, and two very similar players, actually.
Yeah.
Two very similar players.
Just pure goal scorers, not a lot of defense.
You know what? I'm glad I let the Leafs fan and the Bruins fan battle it out, but I'm still going to say Matthews is the
I just had to get that one out there because they are, like you said, two similar players. So, next name. This one's kind of pretty controversial. Jack Eichel.
Ooh.
Go ahead.
Ooh.
Can I start?
Hard. Yeah, you can start.
You know what?
Jack Eichel's been a player who obviously hasn't had an opportunity to win, hasn't been put in a winning situation. He comes to Vegas and he gets the job done. I'm going to go Jack Eichel. He's now a winner.
Oh, Matthews hater. Well, Jack Eichel, he obviously had a great year at Vegas. Winning the cup.
Why I'm taking Eichel is because Matthews has now been put in a situation where he's had a Stanley Cup window for 3 to 4 years now. Jack Eichel comes in, he gets this opportunity, second year I believe, right?
Yep.
And job's done. He gets his Stanley Cup, and I'm taking him over Matthews. I'd rather take winners than guys that put up the stats in the regular season and then don't show up. I'm going to take Jack Eichel.
I'm going to take Matthews. I think he's the better talent.
Go ahead, Bryson.
Was it his second year? It might
No,
have
second
been
in Vegas.
It might have been his
It was
first.
his second, I think.
Second. I thought he got traded last year, but he sat out.
Oh, yeah, he
of
was
surgery,
hurt.
right?
He was hurt.
Yeah.
was
So
hurt.
I think
Yeah.
it was last year.
So go ahead.
Um,
So really, it is his first opportunity at a cup.
Yeah,
It-
technically, yeah.
It's very, very close. I mean, Matthews had the clear gap on him last year.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I'm still going to go with Austin Matthews. I still think Eichel really hasn't proved himself. Like, he was supposed to be the best player on Vegas, right? That was their expectations, for him to be the top forward. Well, look who won the Conn Smythe, though.
Marchessault.
Jonathan Marchessault.
Also another sniper.
Another underrated player. But I think Eichel, we need to see him play in Vegas a little more because Matthews had the clear edge on him when he was in Buffalo. But, yeah, I'm going to go with Austin Matthews currently.
I'll give it to you. That's a pretty fair reasoning. What are you going to go here, Carter? This is very close, I think, in my opinion, now that Eichel got this Stanley Cup.
Neck and neck.
How many rings does Matthews have?
If we're not determining how playoff success is that important.
Give me Eichel. I would way rather Eichel.
Like me,
If
you want a
Matthews
winner
is
on
on
your
Vegas
team.
this year, they win the cup too. It's
Come
not-
on, you can't
They
put that in
don't.
a
They don't.
situation because he hasn't been that playoff performer. What do you think?
Matthews
What do you think?
had a better
if you put Matthews on
all-around
Vegas,
team around him.
Well,
I don't think
wasn't
they
even
win
the
the
best
cup.
player on his team, so
he had a big impact though.
I think he
Matthews
was the
hasn't
best
had a
player
big
on the
impact
team.
in the Leafs.
Yeah,
for
I
me.
agree. Marner's
do
better
you
than
think?
Matthews.
If Matthews was on the Vegas Golden Knights instead of Jack Eichel, do they win a Stanley Cup? Yes or no?
yes, because he doesn't have the pressure.
It's hard to say. It's really hard to say because Austin Matthews, he really hasn't shown himself in the playoffs. But I still think they would win the cup because look at the help around Eichel, though. Like, look at their supporting cast. Aiden Hill won them that cup.
But you could
Yeah.
also say, look who Matthews has.
Well, how would a better player make a team worse and lose them a series? It's hockey. It's a team sport.
He's not better, though.
Like, it's a team. It's not like golf or you're the only player. Like, it's a team sport.
I feel like the reasoning though is Eichel's impact in the playoffs. Matthews, obviously, he's the better regular season player and has the better career statistics, but Jack Eichel has shown that he's available in the Stanley Cup playoffs. Austin Matthews hasn't. That's the problem.
When the
with
puck
this.
goes in the corner, Matthews goes away, Eichel goes to the corner.
Okay. I'm done with this debate. It's stupid.
Okay, we'll get to the next name. We got two more here. Nathan McKinnon.
I'll start. I'll go Nathan McKinnon.
I'm also going to go Nathan McKinnon.
Nathan McKinnon.
Nathan McKinnon.
Last name, another controversial one. Kind of throwing Leafs fans in the fire here. Matthew Tkachuk. I'm going to start with Carter.
Matthew Tkachuk. He already owns him.
This is a tough one.
He beat him.
I don't think it's actually that tough.
Okay.
I think Matthew Tkachuk is a top 5 player in the National Hockey League. I think he is. And Matthews, he really had a down season. I'm going to go with Tkachuk. He is everything you want in a hockey player.
Yep.
He has grit. He can
Score.
score. He has the leadership.
He's good defensively.
He's good defensively. He can hype up his team. Iserman, can you please go out and trade for this guy somehow? Please?
But yeah,
He's everything that you would want in a hockey player. That's Matthew Tkachuk.
he is one of those players, like in every sport, you hate to play against him, but he's your favorite teammate. So many of those guys, no, not even so many of those guys. There's a rare amount of those guys nowadays, but he is one of those type of players that will leave a mark on the game forever because he brings that, not I wouldn't say old-fashioned, but one of those rare play styles. Definitely.
Old school. Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, I think I'll go Matthew Tkachuk.
Did you answer?
Yeah, I Tkachuk.
I'm also going to go Matthew Tkachuk.
It's
I
a
think
sweep.
he's great. He's definitely great.
Almost
So-
like that playoff series. Lucky one game.
So, going back to the NHL draft here, we're gonna get into our least favorite pick to end this. Actually, I was thinking about not doing it, but I thought we'd throw it in. So, least favorite pick of the NHL draft. I'll start with you, Joey.
Okay, looking at it now, I think I'm going to go with Daniil Boot. Pick 12 to Arizona.
Yeah, shocking, right?
Like, I think he's a fine player, but at 12, it's a bit of a reach. And Dmitry Simashev, they took him at 6, was also a reach. They're both Russian tall defensemen. They play the same, so I don't see the reasoning in taking two of them in the same draft.
That's fair. Bryson, go ahead.
I'm going to go with Charlie Stramel at 21. I mean, what on earth was Minnesota smoking before they drafted? I mean, I had this guy probably in my mid-second round. They take him at 21. And I also want to say another pick I didn't like. Okay. Dmitry Simashev, like Joey said, at 6th overall. I mean, I don't really know what Arizona's draft strategy was. Dmitry Simashev, he was defenseman number 4 on my board, and they take him as a number 2 defenseman in the draft. And those are my 2 worst picks of the draft, in my opinion, Simashev and Charlie Stramel.
Go ahead, Carter.
My least favorite was Nate Danielson.
Oh, come on.
I'm gonna agree with that actually.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I did not find him top 15 talent. I didn't even think he would go in the first round, and it just made no sense for Detroit to take him because they have so much center depth already, and who was on the board? There were so many players on the board left.
Sandin Pellikka could have won at 9, but before you get in here, Bryson, obviously defending your wings, like you said, they have Andrew Kopp, Dylan Larkin,
Marco
Casper, and now what's his name?
Nate
Danielson. Yeah. So, what do you think? I know you're gonna say it's not obviously a bad pick, but I'd say it was in the lower echelon of the first round. So go ahead for the spot he was
you know
taking.
what? I'm gonna respond to this, and he wasn't who I wanted at number 9 overall.
Of course,
I wanted Zach Benson or Sandin Pellikka, and I, like Carter said, actually, this pick didn't make a lot of sense for us. Like Carter said, well, I'm pretty sure I said this yesterday, and
he may have given me the idea.
We have too many centers. I mean, Casper's a very similar player, but Nate Danielson is going to be a valuable player. Did you guys see what Connor Bedard said? He said the hardest center he played against in the WHL was Nate Danielson. He's going to shut down other teams' top stars. I'm not the biggest fan of the pick, but you guys already know I'm not doubting Stevie Y. So,
of course.
You know what? Nate Danielson is gonna prove the haters wrong, just like this hater.
I also think Bedard saying that may have been a little biased because they were actually roommates for the draft.
Oh, so maybe he's trying to get his draft stock up.
And even though he did say that, he's
obviously got the defensive upside in your opinion, right? But does he have that offensive, powerful goal scoring like you guys need? Of course,
it's limited. It's limited offensive upside, but Eisman's trying to get these defensive players that are hard to play against, and at the end of the day, defense wins championships, and goaltending, offense is probably the least worry. But at the end of the day, we needed goal scoring, and we didn't address it at all this draft. That's what I was pretty frustrated with my Red Wings. We got Sandin Pellikka.
That's all that matters. So
that's all that matters.
Before we end this segment, on the spot, Axel Sandin Pellikka, player comparison, go.
Chris Letang of the Pittsburgh Penguins is his player comparison. I mean, puck-moving defenseman, such a smooth skater. And I said this, I'm pretty sure I said this the last podcast episode.
Okay.
So we actually have Sandin Pellikka now. And he doesn't have to have the pressure of playing top pair minutes, because we already got Sider on the right side.
He can lug the majority of those minutes.
Yeah, so he has to be a good second pair guy, which I think he can be.
Maybe develop into the elite.
Yeah, develop into the elite, learn under Sider, and quarterback or power play unit. That's what Sandin Pellikka will do.
All right, so we'll see you guys in the next segment. All right, so we're going to get into the second segment here. We're going to be talking some NBA and NFL, and we're going to have the two guests that left us. We're going to join back later for top 5 athletes currently. And now we're joined here by Ryan McKellar up top with me and Jay Price down low. Bottom right, soon-to-be birthday boy and current birthday boy. I want to give a shout-out to Joey Price. Big birthday. Can we get a round of applause? Joey Price, birthday.
Fuck Jokic.
And we're gonna get into first. We're gonna start it off right away. We're gonna do Would You Rather Debo Samuel.
Oh,
Awesome.
okay. Bang
So
on.
first name Terry McLaurin. I'm gonna start with you, Jay.
I'm gonna go with Debo.
Okay, go ahead. Make sure it's talking into.
Yeah.
I'll go Debo because of versatility.
I'm going Debo as well. I'm a big Debo fan. Go ahead.
I'm going to go with Terry McLaurin.
Okay, reasoning.
Well, Debo, I just think he's a versatile guy, like you guys said, that can do a lot after the catch. I think he is lucky that he's playing in San Francisco's offense.
Best system in the NFL
Terry
by far.
McLaurin has been he's never been with a good quarterback in his career ever.
Sadly.
And he's still put up good numbers, so I like Terry McLaurin.
That's a fair take. I just think the one thing Terry McLaurin definitely has over Debo is the deep threat ability. But Debo, give me him yak, give me him out of the backfield. I'll take Debo.
I don't mind that.
Second name, DK Metcalf. I'm going to start with you, Ryan.
I'll still go Debo. I'll go Debo. I think the only thing Metcalf really has over him is size, but yeah, give me Debo. I'll say that comfortably.
There's two of my favorite receivers in the NFL. You guys know that, and I'm going to go DK Metcalf. Deep down the field, I'm going to take DK. He can be a yards after catch guy like Debo, but Debo obviously does it better, but I'm going to take DK Metcalf here. It's very close.
I agree with you. I'm going DK.
Jay?
Same as me. DK.
Okay, so 3 DK, 1 Debo. What do you like the versatility?
Yeah, I mean, it can change. It can definitely vary.
Yeah.
I think Debo, I mean, he benefited with Jimmy Garoppolo because Jimmy G didn't like Ayuk, so you could see Debo really shine. I think Metcalf's in a tougher environment wide receiver-wise. They got Lockett, who's good, and now they got Najigba. So
Yeah.
I think Debo still.
Next names. 3 names. They're all going to get spicy. We're going to go Jays, Lions, Monra, St. Brown. Go ahead.
It's not really close for me. St. Brown.
I'm going to go next. This is absolutely insane. I'm going Deebo Samuel. If you put him in that wide receiver 1 role in Detroit, get all the targets, I'm going to take Deebo Samuel comfortably.
So you think DK is better than St. Brown?
Yes. I would take
Okay.
DK over St. Brown.
Okay.
Go ahead.
It's different. If I'm taking Debo as a wide receiver as a whole, I'm going St. Brown. But it's kind of tough to even debate a Debo versus wide receivers because they use them as both running back and wide
Yeah,
receiver.
definitely
But
is hard.
if we're keeping at wide receiver, I mean, I kind of already said Debo over DK. But yeah, I'll go Debo still.
Go ahead.
Well, these guys play completely different games.
Yeah. Who would you rather
But
have on your team?
I would rather have Debo on my team.
Yeah, so you're going to obviously have something to say about this because of your Lions, but Debo, he's the more physical player. Obviously, St. Brown, he's better in the slot than Debo, but I'm going to take Debo because of 1, the versatility. He can get you out of the backfield sometimes. 2, he'll fight off contact harder. And Amon-Ra St. Brown, he isn't really that type of deep threat like these other receivers. Like, Debo isn't either, so I think I'd rather have the more physical player here in Debo. Go ahead.
Well, I think if I'm taking better hands, better route running, basically everything to being an actual receiver, I'm taking St. Brown.
Yeah, that's why it's tricky.
Yeah, like I'd take Debo's athleticism and maybe his versatility, but St. Brown's super versatile too. I think he almost had 200 rushing yards last year, and he was taking handoffs out of the backfield. He can do everything Debo can, not like obviously to a lesser extent, but I mean he showed this year. He was a target machine. He was Jared Goff's reliable guy. He's the reason why Jared Goff was successful last year and why that offense was so good.
Okay, so yeah, that's fair. Route running, I will definitely give to you as Amon-Ra St. Brown. Hands, slight edge to St. Brown, but I think it's closer than a lot of people think. Deebo Samuel does have pretty good hands, and Deebo Samuel is a big impact as well on his quarterback's play. We cannot discredit that. Deebo Samuel is a big time yards after catch guy, and he'll catch like a slant, a short pass, easy completion from his quarterback, and take it for a first down, which St. Brown obviously does as well. So I think it's closer than we obviously think. Well, than you think, but I would personally take Debo over St. Brown. Next name, it's only getting hotter. Jerry Jeudy.
Oh shit.
Go ahead. I'll go first.
Okay.
I'm gonna take Jerry Jeudy.
Oh, boy.
As much as I like Deebo Samuel, I'm gonna take Jerry Jeudy. I think he is just bound to absolutely explode. He, like you guys say, he has the talent to just unleash a huge year. He has that upside of a top 5 wide receiver, but can he prove it? We'll see. Go ahead, Joey. Obviously, you're Broncos.
Yeah, so I don't want to sound too biased, but these players, they're pretty close, but I'm going to go Jerry Jeudy.
I'm gonna say Debo, but I mean I don't see how you can say Judy's better than Debo right now. It just like I see the talent, but he hasn't put up the numbers to.
I mean,
Be able
you
to do
watched
that.
the end of the year last year.
Yeah.
He was the, number 3 wide receiver in fantasy to end the year. He showed
like
it.
a couple games though.
Yeah, no.
Go ahead.
I think you can definitely see a point if Judy gets it clicking. He can be definitely better than Debo, sorry. But I think at this time right now, June 29th, I think I have to go Deebo Samuel. I think as of right now he's more polished, but I think Judy can become why he was the second wide receiver taken in that 2020 draft, or was he first? But I can definitely see it happening.
So you're going to go Jerry Jeudy?
No.
Oh,
I'm
you
going
went Debo.
I'm going
Sorry.
Yeah.
My bad. Okay, so 2 Debo, 2 Jerry Jeudy. Obviously, Debo right now, he is proven to be better.
Oh, yeah.
But Jerry Jeudy,
I think Debo's just a hard name to debate because
he does so many different things.
things.
That isn't like a pure receiver.
He'll get you 2 extra yards almost every play because of his physicality. He'll break a tackle, then he'll get out of bounds for an extra 2, or he'll go right through you, get an extra 2. That's why he's just a tough name to really debate.
Absolutely. So we're going to get into the second topic here. We're going to go projected top 10 running backs for 2023-2024. So who do you guys think is bound to break out, bound to fall off a little bit? And we're going to go around the table. We're going to go 10, 9, 8, 7, etc. So, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Jay and Joey. Happy birthday to you. So we're going to get a quick pause here, and we're going to wish Jay and Joey a happy birthday.
Appreciate
And
it.
Happy birthday, guys.
Thank you, fellas.
So obviously we don't have a Lions or Broncos theme cake, obviously, but we thought we'd give you guys a little surprise here on the show. So
That's awesome.
we got a cake here, and should we keep this in the middle, or do you think it's too dangerous?
keep it in the middle.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's fine. We'll keep it in the middle for the rest of the show. Tilt it towards the camera, and we're
Yeah.
gonna keep going here.
It's getting dangerous.
go.
Awesome.
That's
Thanks.
all. Is that an ice cream cake?
I have no idea.
I feel like
Anyways,
it is.
okay,
That's cold.
we're gonna get into
I'm excited.
the top
now.
10 running backs. 10, 9, 8. We're gonna go around, etc. So I'm gonna start with my number 10, and I have Breece Hall. I think that he was amazing before that ACL injury, and he's going to be comfortable with Rodgers in the backfield with him, and I think he'll be just fine. Go ahead.
Number 10, I have Ramondre Stevenson.
Okay.
Ooh.
Go ahead.
Okay, I'm gonna put for my number 10. I'm gonna say Aaron Jones.
Okay.
I think he could be a bit higher, but with AJ Dillon there crowding the backfield, I think he's on a contract year too. So, I mean, he's always consistent though. He's always an 1,000-yard guy. So I like him as my number 10.
Go ahead.
I got Stevenson at 10. I think he can definitely reach higher, but I got him at 10 because it's a pretty comfortable spot. Backfield's to himself now, so he's got the floor is his basically.
All right, number 9, I do have Ramondre Stevenson. I think 10, 9, whatever, put
Yeah.
it how you want.
Yeah.
A big breakout season incoming. Workhorse in the backfield, which a lot of teams, they have a very split backfield right now. And Stevenson, Nick Chubb, there's a couple guys that are obviously bound to break out. And Stevenson for the Patriots, he's my guy, and I think that he's going to have a big year and land top 10 running backs next year. Go ahead.
Number 9, I have Tony Pollard. I'm hoping he comes back from his broken leg
Yeah.
and can come back
Terrible
stronger.
injury, terrible.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Jay.
Okay, for my number 9, I'm gonna shout out my boy Jahmyr Gibbs. I think
Bit too rich for me.
with him coming into a Lions offense where with a dominant O-line, I think he's going to be what Swift was for the first couple games of the year before he got hurt, because he was on an absolute tear, and I think he's going to play that role really well, and I think he'll be really good, especially in the back end of the year when they need him most. So,
All right.
Okay. Go ahead.
I think I got Aaron Jones here at 9. I think he's a good enough running back to be considered top 10. I mean, you could definitely put him in the top 12 for sure, but I think 9's a good spot. I think next year with a rookie quarterback, I think Jordan Love relying on a pass catching check down guy out of the backfield, I think he'll be able to turn those
They're gonna have to
check downs into some good yards.
They're going to
but-
have to rely on him.
Yeah, I do think A.J. Dillon will definitely steal goal line touches, obviously, but I think Aaron Jones will be good enough to be able to work even as a wide receiver a little bit.
yep.
Okay. My number 8, slightly controversial. I have Josh Jacobs. I just think that he won't be able to repeat what he did last year, sadly. He had a great career year last year, and it's going to be bad because the team's not going to be great. Obviously, they weren't great last year, but they scored a lot of points. I don't think they're going to score as many as they did last year, and I feel like it's just going to be a rough year for the Raiders. And Jacobs, who sadly got franchise tagged and won't get the maximum money he deserves. Go ahead.
I also have Josh Jacobs here. Like you said, I don't think his stats will even be... They'll be about 200 yards off of last year, but he doesn't even want to play week 1 right now, and he's on a franchise tag, so I don't know how much motivation he has going into the season.
Bad situation. The Raiders really screwed him there. Go ahead, Jay.
Yeah. For my number 8, I'm going to go Tony Pollard.
Okay. Go ahead, Ryan.
I got Dalvin Cook in my 8, thinking he's landing in Miami, but
Wow.
It's a bit high for me.
no, I do. I mean, I think he's. If you look at his numbers, like people are bashing him like he's garbage, but if you look at his numbers are actually better last year on one arm than he was a couple of years ago as healthy. So I think he's back healthy now. I think he'll potentially be able to be a top 10 running back if he's in Dolphins uniform.
One thing for me, though, about Cook, I think wherever he signs is going to be a committee. He's not going to be a clear-cut number one.
Especially nowadays.
Where a lot of these guys here on these lists are clear-cut ones. Stevenson. I'm not going to spoil some names, but obviously we know Nick Chubb is Henry's a workhorse. But if Dalvin Cook can be a workhorse, he will be a top 10 running back, obviously.
Yeah.
I'm going to go here, number 7. I got Austin Eckler. This one might be controversial again, but I think more weapons this offense added with Quentin Johnson. If Keenan Allen and Mike Williams can consistently stay healthy, I think Austin Eckler will get less work. And I think that the Chargers are going to be pretty good, but they won't rely as much on him, which he was their only offensive weapon for a couple games this season. Go ahead.
Number 7, I have Breece Hall. I'm hoping he comes back from his ACL injury and proves what he did, first week, 7 weeks of the season.
Yeah.
He's very talented.
Massive, massive games there. Go ahead, number 7, Jay.
For my number 7, I'm going to go Eckler as well.
Okay. Go ahead.
I mean, make that a three-peat. I got Eckler at 7 too. I just think with the addition of, I think his name's Kellen Moore, right? I think the addition with Kellen Moore, passing. He's a big passer, right?
Yeah.
I think that, I mean, yes, he's a pass-catching running back, but I just think as a whole running back himself, he's not that. I mean, yeah, he's a fantasy guy, but that's just because he chews catches. But no, I think 7 is a comfortable spot. I think everyone who I have above is, if you look at them, they're a way better running back than he is.
Okay, yeah, we're going to go number 6 here, and I've got Bijan Robinson. Maybe you guys have him a little bit higher, but I think that there's some elite guys here on this list that are going to obviously put up monstrous numbers. Bijan Robinson coming into his rookie year, he's going to make an instant impact, obviously on a run-heavy team.
Yeah.
And he's one of those blue-chip prospects, obviously labeled as generational, so he should be in the top 10, maybe top 5, and have a big impact on the Atlanta Falcons. Go ahead.
Number 6, I have Jonathan Taylor. With Anthony Richardson coming in as the quarterback, I think his rushing touchdowns may go down a little bit.
Yep.
But he is still a generational running back.
Go ahead, Jay.
This is number 6, right?
Yeah.
Ooh, I'm gonna go Derrick Henry.
Oh, okay. Why?
From what I saw from him last year, it seems like he's slowing down a little bit. He's still an absolute monster, but it's just I like the guys above him a bit better going forward, and I think that Tennessee finally has a decent passing offense. Getting Tannehill back, Burks will be healthy. They got a couple other guys. I forget who else they signed, but yeah.
Go ahead, Ryan.
I got Taylor at my 6. I think, agreeing with Joey, it's a nice comfortable spot for him to be at.
Bounce back here, obviously.
Yeah, he did get hurt, but obviously there's bounce back seasons. I mean, you can get hurt, come back, and be a rushing leader. I think you can't take away the talent that he had in his 2020 season or 2021 season. I think you got to consider him as in the top 7 for sure. You can definitely have him in the top 5, but I think just coming off that injury, I don't think he'll be as good as the top 5 guys here.
Yeah, and he won't have some teammates betting on him, which will also help.
Yeah.
Yep.
Number 5, I think it's a good spot for him. I got Saquon Barkley. I think he's going to have the exact same season as last year. I think he's going to obviously be that elite running back. And Giants, they got a little bit more weapons. I'm looking them to pass more and kind of not fully rely on Saquon Barkley as their only source of offense during some parts in games. So I think like his numbers might drop a little bit, but he's still obviously got the elite talent. Had amazing bounce back season, which you got to love to see for someone like that. Go ahead.
Number 5, I have Derrick Henry. Like Jay said, I think he is slowing down a little bit, and he will regress a little bit this year.
For my number 5, I'm gonna put Bijan at 5. I think.
Okay.
I kept away from the rookies. I mean, I got some polished guys here who have been in the league, but I mean, I was considering putting in some rookies, but just not going to do that.
Yeah,
so I got Nick Chubb at 5. I think he was definitely top 5 last year. I just think, and I think I heard somewhere that now with a full season with Watson, I think they're going to start being in a more pass first offense. So yeah, maybe his reps will be cut down more than what he's had in the past with having Baker, Jacoby. It's like kind of relied on him a lot, but yes, I do think he'll still be a top 5, but I think being more passing and him not being that much of a pass catcher, I think that's why I put him at 5 and not any higher.
Okay, so we're going to get into number 4 here, and for me it's Derrick Henry. You still have to respect the last king, and he is an all-time running back. I cannot put him out of my top 5 at all. You cannot disrespect what he has done in the past years, and he is an all-time great at the running back position, and I'm not going to bet on him to be terrible. Go ahead.
Number 4, I have Nick Chubb. I love Nick Chubb. I just think there's 3 guys that will do it a bit better this year.
Okay. Go ahead, Jay.
My number 4 is Saquon.
Yeah.
Fair.
Yeah, I got Saquon at my 4 too.
That's fair.
I think it's a good spot.
We're going to go to number 3 here. I got Jonathan Taylor at number 3. I think you guys had him at 6, right?
Yeah.
I think that it's obviously rookie QBs don't statistically do well with running backs, but I think they're going to rely on Shane Steichen's going to rely on Jonathan Taylor a lot. He's got to be the main focus of the offense if they want to be successful. Help Anthony Richardson, a lot of RPOs, which, like you said, Anthony Richardson is going to take a lot of those, but I think that he's going to have a big bounce back year, Jonathan Taylor. Go ahead.
Number 3?
Yep.
I have Bijan. It might be a little high, but with that O-line, I don't know I don't know how many touches Tyler Algier will take from him, but if he has the number 1 role and he's getting 17 carries a game, he's going to be a great running back.
Yeah, he will. He's obviously got the talent. Go ahead, Jay.
For number 3, I'm going to go Josh Jacobs.
Oh,
At my number 3.
Yeah, I got Jacobs at my 3 as well. Seemed a couple lists are similar, but no, I think Jacobs, you can't take away that rushing crown that he had last year.
Yeah.
I mean, it seems like he's coming into his shell now, why he was a top running back selected in the draft.
Alabama.
Yeah, out of Alabama. He's a big product. That's why I got my other product up here in the top 2. So, I mean, Jacobs, he's a great running back.
Okay, for me at number 2, I got Christian McCaffrey. We all know what Christian McCaffrey is. He's going to be that elite weapon, generational, versatile guy. There's just so many weapons in that San Francisco 49ers offense where he's not going to have could have historical numbers, but not the maximum of his potential. Yeah. And it might be a good thing he's on a team with this many weapons because he won't get overused and won't get injured, hopefully, again.
Yeah.
Which he had less injuries last year. I don't know if he missed a game. I don't think he did.
He didn't miss a game.
But anyways, yeah, I got CMC at number 2. Go ahead.
Number 2, I have Saquon. I liked how they bulked up the interior O-line there. Maybe get more push on the defensive line.
Yep.
But there is a little bit of a contract problem going on there. But
hopefully that
Brian
gets
Dable,
resolved.
I think he'll do good with Saquon.
Go ahead, Jay.
My number 2 is Nick Chubb.
Okay.
I got the last king, Derrick Henry, at number 2. You just can't take away from the fact that he's just a tank. I mean, if they do get an offense clicking, passing offense, I think that benefits Derrick Henry because teams won't come into a game
It
going,
will open up. Just
okay,
load the box.
we're going to run stack and
Yeah.
we're just going to let them beat us by the pass. Like I think if they develop a pass game, Derrick Henry will be evolving into better than what we've seen.
Derrick Henry has been in a terrible situation, where they know the majority of the plays are going to be runs where it's just terrible for him. Imagine an offense where he could where it's opened up and they're playing even and he has only 4 guys rushing him and he gets to run. I don't know. He's just proven that he's amazing. Yeah. And at my number 1, I've got Nick Chubb. He is the best running back in the NFL for me, and I think that he's going to show it offseason with a full Deshaun Watson-led offense. He's when they need him, they're going to go to him. He's going to be the clear workhorse. No Kareem Hunt now. And it's just going to open up more and more opportunity for Nick Chubb. We might even see some more receiving work from him now that Kareem Hunt's gone. Go ahead.
Number 1, I have Christian McCaffrey. I mean, all these guys are solid, but this guy's in a great offense, and I think he'll be great next year.
It's amazing. Go ahead, Jay.
Yeah, I have CMC as my number 1 too. I think what sets him aside is his ability as a receiver. I don't think any of the other guys in the top level, like I don't think Jacobs, Henry, I don't think they're doing that kind of stuff. Nick Chubb. As a pure runner, yeah, I do agree with you. That's why I had Chubb at 2. I think he's the best pure runner in the league. But if I want somebody at running back, I'm taking McCaffrey.
Yeah, I got McCaffrey at 1 too. I think he's just the best all-around running back, especially now with him being on the 49ers. They got a great offense which supports him because they still got Elijah Mitchell, which looks like he was getting a lot of carries, which is benefiting McCaffrey. Like, yeah, okay, maybe he's not getting all the touches he was in Carolina, but at least he's playing every single game and he's in there for playoffs. Like, I think they're just surrounding him with everything great to make him the best running back in the league.
That's very fair. So right now we're going to get into the 2020 versus the 2021 NFL draft. 2 generational drafts. A lot of these contracts are going to be put up for huge extensions in the next couple of years. And we're going to start. I'm going to name some players, then we're going to go over what we think here is the better draft. 2020, we got Joe Burrow, Justin Herbert, Jalen Hurts, Tua Tagovailoa. Running backs, not a lot. Jonathan Taylor, Clyde Edwards-Helaire. Wide receivers, does the list end? Justin Jefferson, CeeDee Lamb, Brandon Ayuk, Darnell Mooney, Gabriel Davis, Jerry Jeudy, T. Higgins, Michael Pittman Jr. Like, are you kidding me? Just unbelievable. Defense, you got Chase Young, A.J. Terrell, Antoine Winfield, L'Jarius Sneed, Trayvon Diggs, Derek Brown on the Panthers. And then O-line, we got Andrew Thomas, Jedrick Wills Jr., Mekhi Becton, Owanu on the Patriots, and Tristan Wirfs on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So, should I say the other one, or should we just break this one down?
Break it down?
Come on.
Sure.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No. So I think what separates the 2020 draft from the 2021 draft is the quarterbacks. Like, they're just generational quarterbacks. Burrow, Herbert, okay, people don't want to say Tua is generational. Yes, I think he'll be better than all the quarterbacks in 2021 class. And then Hurts in the second round. So it's like they're just all generational quarterbacks. And then breaking it down, wide receivers, just endless. I mean, sad story on Ruggs. He kind of shadows the receiving core a bit. But no, it's just endless at wide receiver. All those guys are amazing players. I mean, 2021 draft is pretty loaded too at wide receiver. You can't take that away.
So we're gonna name here. We're gonna name the 2021 class. Then we're gonna break it down with these players. So, holy crap! Trevor Lawrence, Justin Fields, Micah Parsons, Jamar Chase, Rashad Slater, Jalen Waddle, Tula Hufanga, Patrick Surtain, your guy, Trey Lance, Devonta Smith, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Kyle Pitts, Christian Darrisaw, Creed Humphrey, J.C. Horn, Javon Holland, Penei Sewell, Travis Etienne, Mac Jones, Asante Samuel Jr., Kadarius Toney, Nick Bolton. Like, this is almost 35 players of just all-pro upside. Yeah. It's unbelievable. So, Jay, what do you think?
Well, with the 2021 class, the first round is almost like you couldn't miss.
No.
There's so many good players. In my opinion, I'm taking the 2020 class just because of the quarterbacks, like Ryan said. Oh. But I think it's really, really close for me, especially on the defensive end. 2021's the defensive prospects, in my opinion, are a lot better. Yeah. You got potentially the best cornerback and the best edge rusher in the league in the same class. You got Surtain and Parsons.
Yeah, it's unbelievable.
Yeah, and then you got other guys like J.C. Horn,
Lawrence, Sewell, your best tackle in the league.
Yeah,
it's insane. Joey.
Well, this is a hard debate because
it's crazy.
Obviously, 2020 has had another year on 2021, but with 2021 by the end of this year, where 2020 is at now, I think they'll definitely be better.
Yeah. Okay, so what I think of this is 2020 receivers are just ridiculous.
Yeah.
Jeudy, Lamb, Ayuk, Mooney, Jefferson, T. Higgins, just to name a couple. But what sets me from the 2020 to 2021, 2020 has 3 to 4 guys you could say, okay, they're superstars. Burrow, Jefferson, Herbert, Wirfs, say. Sure. And Hurts maybe. 2021, I think they've got superstars at every single position. Yeah. Trevor Lawrence will be a superstar eventually. Yeah. I'm banking on that. Micah Parsons, Jamar Chase, Jalen Waddle is a borderline superstar. Patrick Surtain, Devonta Smith is only getting better.
Yeah.
Penei Sewell, like you said, your best tackle in the league. He's definitely top 3, no debate. Asante Samuel Jr., 4 interceptions in a playoff game. I think I'd take the 2021 over 2020 just based on how many superstars. Obviously, both drafts are very, very deep, but I like the amount of superstars that are almost at every single position here.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Well, I do want to touch on the receivers thing because I do think by the end of this year, potentially the 2021 class could have better receivers.
So we got St. Brown,
4 guys
Chase,
that are
Waddle.
Solidified top 20 right now, in my opinion.
Chase, Waddle,
St. Brown, and Devontae Smith. I think they're all top 20.
I mean, you got Kadarius Toney, which if he comes into something in KC, I mean,
could be the wide receiver 1 on paper right now.
And then, I mean, Rashad Bateman was a first-round
He's
pick,
good too.
but
I like him
because he'll be a
He'll be a wide receiver 2 guy in his
Yeah?
career. Yeah,
You
he can
think?
be a wide receiver 2.
behind what OBJ.
No, but like just on any team. He's
Oh
wide
what I'm
receiver
saying
2
is
type guy.
on Baltimore. Like I mean, he could potentially be something. I'm not gonna say something special like he's at the Pro Bowl next year, All Pro, but like he could be better than what he has.
Who
been
are you
in the
talking
past. Rashad Bateman.
Oh yeah.
Like he's in that class. Like I don't want to.
He's
call him
been lingered with injuries a lot of his
Yeah.
career, so you got to give him a chance. Yeah, I definitely agree with that. So, final take on which draft class you're taking. I'm going to go 2021. Go ahead.
I think I'll lean 2020 draft class. I actually like it throughout. Quarterbacks, wide receivers. I mean, the running backs aren't too bad, but I think the only difference is that the defense is very heavy in 2021.
So you're going to go 2021?
Go ahead. I'm going 2020.
2020, sorry. Go ahead.
I did say 2020 to begin with, but now that I'm thinking about it, I'm remembering, like you said, like the depth at every position is just insane. And the first round was crazy, and there's a lot of sleepers too. So I'm gonna pick 2021 slightly.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm gonna go with 2021 too. I mean,
it's so close. Like fair. You're not wrong. Yeah. We're not right. Like it's just so. It's give or take. Like you can't go wrong with either. Yeah.
No, the eye-catching thing to me is just that I was looking at the DBs picked in both drafts. Like 2020, you can almost go down the board and it's like bust, mid. It's like C.J. Henderson, good. Noah Igbenogany, bust. Xavier McKinney,
he's good.
Kyle McKinney's good. Duggar, pretty good. Delpit, yeah, okay. I mean, like there's still average guys, but then you got Horn, Surtain, Holland,
just insane.
I mean. Eric Stokes is pretty good.
He's good. He's corner 2.
So it's like I think that just separates that class. It's just they're both nice.
You know, you forgot to say in 2020, Jeff Okudah.
Oh, I left.
I left him out on the list for sure because he's garbage.
He's already off his first team.
He's straight trash. Jeff Okudah. We're not even going to get into that because
I left him off.
We won't mention him because we're mentioning the Pro Bowl type players, elite
the
level.
potential.
We're not going to talk about some glorified scrubs, biggest bust of all time.
Stop defending an Atlanta Falcons.
You can't mention Noah Igbenogany and not Jeff.
Well, I said he's
okay.
A
So,
bust.
what do you want to say about Jeff Okudah then?
Well, I just want to say I think he's one of my favorite players, and I still believe he can be good.
Okay.
I've given up on him in terms of being a superstar, but
can he reach an All-Pro? Be serious
with
yourself.
We'll see.
Pro?
No.
I think
Pro Bowl. Pro Bowl.
I think what I will say
don't
is being a fan of Detroit. When he came to Detroit, he had so much pressure on him because he was the number 1 right away, and he got absolutely cooked. He was playing D-Hop.
When you're pick number
Devontae
3, you're
Adams.
expecting you're good.
Hey, we got to talk about Sauce Gardner. Come on.
He's picked 4, and he's...
And he was the only cornerback on his team. Clear-cut number
Derek
1,
Stingley
obviously.
was number 3. What has he done?
He's hurt.
Great.
He was hurt.
He was
He'll
hurt.
be good.
He was hurt, and he was not a liability.
And he wasn't even really the number 1 either.
Sauce Gardner digs twice a year. Tyreek Hill and Waddle twice a year.
I'm not arguing that Okudah's better than Sauce. Sauce is special, but
for sure.
I just think that he hasn't really had a chance to shine, and I think he'll be in a good situation.
Cornerback 2 on the Falcons, obviously. Yeah. So we're gonna come back to this is gonna be a fun narrative to follow along because you're a big Okudah guy, and I obviously haven't believed in him for the last couple of years. So we're gonna get into the NBA here. All right, so we're going to get into the last couple topics here. We're going to talk about this John Collins trade quickly. Not too much of a big deal, but I thought I'd touch on it quickly. John Collins was traded to the Utah Jazz in a salary dump for Rudy Gay and some chump change. So I'm going to go first on this. I think confuses me for the Jazz to take his contract because they don't need another big Walker Kessler, Lauri Markkanen. I just don't see the fit, really. I guess they're maybe play him and then get his trade value up and retrade him. He's on a pretty big contract for a pretty mid player, so go ahead.
Yeah, I don't really get this trade much either. I mean, maybe the Jazz thinking he'd come off the bench and provide good minutes there, but that's all I have on this trade.
Go ahead.
Oh, I actually like the trade for the Jazz because they gained a John Collins. He's still pretty good. He's young. I mean, he could pretty space the floor pretty well, and I think Atlanta lost this trade. They're getting Rudy Gay. He's 36 years old, and his stats are garbage throughout the years. Like, he's dropping rapidly. Like, last year.
Are you talking about Rudy Gay?
Yeah, Rudy Gay.
He's almost 40, bro. He's just trying to collect money and
I know,
not
but
even
if
play.
Atlanta's bringing him in, like, I think you could have got better for John Collins and Rudy Gay.
But I feel like they're just trying to dump salary because he's on a bad contract.
I know. Rudy Gay might not even make the team. Like, I mean, I know he was in a terrible Spurs team before. Then he went to Utah and he was just averaging, it was like 5 points last year. He played 12 minutes a game. Like, I just don't see Atlanta using him at all, to be honest. I mean, I guess losing Collins opens up some for like DeAndre Hunter. Like, I don't know what if they're going to trade Capella, but I just
one thing here, I think freeing up that Collins gets rid of their forwards, so giving more minutes for the younger AJ Griffin, who they drafted out of Duke, and Jalen Johnson, I believe his name is, another big forward. But I think this could lead to someone like John Collins, but better, getting that type of contract. I look at Kyle Kuzma, who were we talking about, predicting him to go somewhere. Looking for the Hawks to add another forward here, maybe move off Capella for some kind of like fresh guys into the team and kind of like try to shift this Hawks direction. They're obviously got Trae Young, DeJounte Murray. They're kind of in a win now mode, but like not drastically. So if they can move a couple pieces in the front court around, I think maybe the Hawks could be a contender in the next couple of years. You want to get in on this?
Yeah, well, I mean, I like it for the Hawks because I think they just have a lot of young guys. John Collins obviously had a good opportunity to play with two really good guards. Trae Young too is a pretty good playmaker. So. But he wasn't super productive, so I like the young talent they brought in. They also have a Kongwu too, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So I don't know. I think it's just more opportunities for the younger guys. So I think it'll be good.
Yeah, I think so. So we're gonna get into the last NBA topic here. We're gonna do James Harden opted into his $36 million player option, and this can go a lot of directions. Either one, obviously a sign and trade to someone else. Two, no one's gonna take this type of a big contract for a late 30s James Harden who's obviously exited his prime. He still play at a very good level, but obviously not to the level he was. So I think it was obviously smart for his personal self opting into the contract because he wasn't going to get more than $36 million. So it's good that he did that for himself, and I don't know if the Sixers will be able to move him. I think they actually will. There's going to be some suitors for James Harden, and we're going to go through our destinations right now for James Harden. I'm going to start with you, Jay.
Oh, okay.
Because, I just want to add that he's obviously looking to get traded, opted in. He didn't want to decline and then re-sign for less. He was trying to get the most money. So James Harden is most likely to be traded. And what is your destination for James Harden? And if you got a package, let me know.
Okay. So I didn't think of the entirety of the trade, but I do see James Harden, he's probably going to go to a win now team. He probably wants to go to a team with a lot of scorers around him since he's kind of adapted his game to be more of a playmaker. And I thought, what team would be better than the Knicks? I just think him being there, he's surrounded with a bunch of scorers. He's got Randall, Brunson's kind of a scorer first point. And then they got RJ Barrett too, who I think is a good scorer.
Could be in the trade package.
I'm assuming they would move off him because he hasn't been super good for them. But yeah, I like the fit in New York. They were all right last year, and I think he could potentially put them over the top. So
okay, you want to give me your destination?
Yeah, I mean, I saw the Clippers were rumored, so immediately kind of looked at a package for the Clippers. I actually like the Clippers. I mean, I would have him going there in a deal with Westbrook going to Philadelphia. I mean, I guess like I think they wanted to keep Russ if they still got James Harden, but I think it'd be better for them to just maybe have Powell coming off the bench there. I think they got the Bones Highlands. I think maybe give him a chance off the bench. But I think sending Russ, if Philly can ask for Russ and get him, I think it's good because, I mean, he's surrounded by some shooters in Philadelphia, like the two corner sitters. You got P.J. Tucker, Tobias Harris. Like, they'll sit there and hopefully knock down threes. And then Russ, it's an offense that he can go into and just be the main point guard there. I mean, Maxey, yeah, you could say you could take over as point guard, but if you stick him still at shooting guard, I think
it's fine.
I think it's good. I think it'd be a great fit for both teams if they can somehow put a deal together like that.
Go ahead.
I got the Miami Heat signing Harden. There was a report about an hour ago coming out about that. Just the Miami Heat, they're desperate to win a championship.
Need to.
And Bradley Beal, he's gone. Damian Lillard, he wants to stay in
Chris
Portland.
Paul, gone.
They're all gone, so their last option to put them over the top is James Harden. And the Houston Rockets, they also want to sign him, but that backcourt is loaded with Kevin Porter Jr., Jalen Green, then Almond Thompson now. So I think the Heat are the front runners right now.
You could obviously look at Kyrie too for the Heat, but my destination is going to fly a little off the radar. I'm going to go the Milwaukee Bucks. I think that Chris Middleton, he declined his player option for a reason. He is not going to be a Milwaukee Buck next season. What team he goes to, that's to be determined. But James Harden coming into this offense, if we want to talk about playmaking at a very high level, it's James Harden. He's going to come in, played the two guard most of his career. He can come in, be the shooting guard next to Drew Holiday. He's obviously going to give you those 10, 11 assists a game. He can score 20, 25 if you need him to. And him and Giannis, I like that duo. I like that duo a lot, and I think that Chris Middleton is out of Milwaukee, and I think that James Harden could be very, very lethal for the Milwaukee Bucks in their obvious championship window.
Yeah, I like that possibility.
Okay, so
wouldn't be bad at all.
So we're gonna get into the last topic here. Everyone's gonna get in on this. This day and age is a lot of generational athletes, and they just keep getting better with how sports has came along. Within the years, there's been so many new mechanisms on the way to play and stuff like that, and the athletes just keep getting better. So I want to know from you guys, who are the top 5 athletes currently? We're going to go 5, everyone's going to say 4, everyone's going to say 3, etc. So we're going to put this mic in the middle here, and then you're going to use yours, and then you two just speak into it.
Are we doing an honorable mention?
Oh yeah, sorry.
Are we?
Yeah, I got
Good call. We're going to go honorable mention first, and I'm going to start with the only unanimous MVP ever, the greatest point guard ever, and the 4-time NBA championship. He doesn't need that introduction, but I'm going to go Steph Curry as my honorable mention.
All right, I'm not too familiar with this sport, but I'm going to go with Kylian Mbappe.
Love to see it.
Watching him in the World Cup, obviously he's a special talent for those Euros, watching him over there. He's won a World Cup Golden Boot, and he's 3-time Footballer of the Year.
Great stats. Love it. Come on, Bryce, what's your honorable mention?
This one's off the board a little bit. I'm going to go with Islam Makhachev, UFC lightweight champion.
Okay.
I mean, he's the best fighter in the UFC, and he has potential to be one of the best of all time.
That's an very, very interesting one. That I like. Go ahead. Honorable mention.
Also a little off the board, Brittany Griner.
Whoa.
She's cooking right now.
Wow.
That's a
Okay,
good shout-out.
go ahead.
Well, the reason why this guy's not in my top 5 is because some people call him an actor, but I'm going to go with Roman Reigns. WWE.
Jeez.
Wow.
Just
wanted to
Good
show him.
Lord.
Were you guys at the Arizona
'Cause
Coyotes
he's held
draft
the belt
table
for
by any
1,000
chance?
Honorable.
last night?
Okay, I didn't know
Oh my
honorable
goodness.
mentions were to troll, but
Okay,
hey,
well, let me get to the
boy.
to
They're
the-
smoking something.
Let me get to the real stuff
Yeah.
here. I'm agreeing with Joey in this sport. I have Mbappe or Holland. I think
Don't put Holland there currently.
I know.
Currently, no.
Because Manchester's red, but
red. It's red.
it's red.
Thank you.
But I think they're just the two top young athletes in the world, and they're just both electric. I mean,
They are. They're very fun.
if
They
you
make
ask a
they make
European-
non-soccer fans
Oh.
soccer fun to watch.
if
if
you
that
ask
makes
a
sense.
European who's a top athlete, I'm sure that one of those are in there. So I got to put them in there. You can't.
That's fair.
You can't sugarcoat and have them out.
It's very fair. So we're gonna start with number 5, and we got a lot of hockey fans in this table, and it's gonna be low, but I got Connor McDavid at number 5. Go ahead.
All right, number 5, I'm wearing his jersey right now, Nikola Jokic. He's a 2-time MVP, and he won the NBA championship this year, and he's a great player.
Go ahead.
I got Nikola Jokic as well. Number 5.
Okay.
Number 5, I actually have Erling Haaland.
Wow.
Ooh. Good pick. My number 5, I still think this guy's like gonna have an absolutely really good year next year. I'm gonna pick Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Hold on. You're gonna get into the frame here. So we're going over top 5 athletes. Get in the frame here. And speaking of the devil, we have a Manchester City fan, and he took Erling Haaland as his number 5 athlete currently in all sports, and he was his honorable mention. So get into the mic, share your thoughts.
Honestly, yeah, I actually agree with that. Top 5 athletes. If I'm just going off like the mind right now, I'd agree with that. He's a freak of nature. He's really fast, physical. He can do it all.
Okay,
Headers,
so before you
vertical.
get out here, best athlete in the world, go.
Best athlete. I'd say Lionel Messi.
This guy.
Oh my! Get out of the screen! 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 Okay, who went?
It was just
I
me.
just went.
Or-
I
I'm
just picked
agreeing with-
Giannis.
What'd you say?
Giannis.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm agreeing with Jay. I'm going with another MVP, NBA champion, the Greek freak. I'm going Giannis. I mean, he's just.
How many 5s are you picking here?
What?
Are you?
No,
on
he
the
gave 2
4
honorable
here?
mentions. He's like Mbappe,
Oh, okay. Oh,
Haaland.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so 5 Giannis.
So I'm going Giannis. You just look at the guy and you think that guy
Freak of nature.
is just.
the
You
Greek
think
freak.
he's juiced, but he's not. He's just a freak.
All right. Number 4 for me.
Glazing.
Yeah. Number 4 for me. Giannis Antetokounmpo. Like you said, he is the definition of an athlete. You got to look at Giannis Antetokounmpo. It's big, versatile, athletic. He's a freak of nature, super strong. He's just powerful. Probably the most powerful athlete in sports currently. I got to go with Giannis. I got to give him his respect. Even though Jokic won the championship, I'm going to take Giannis for current athletes. Go ahead.
All right, number 4, you guys don't watch the sport too much, but I'm going to go with Novak Djokovic. He's been
Okay,
dominating
mix it
the
up.
sport for many years, and he just recently won the Grand Slam or French Open, and he has the most Grand Slam titles in tennis history.
Tennis
I was
love.
actually gonna put Djokovic in there. That's a sneaky good one.
Go ahead.
All right, let's stick to the tennis here. All right, I got Carlos Alcaraz at number 4.
I don't know. I'm not
Number
gonna lie. I
4.
can't. Oh, is that the Spanish guy?
Yeah,
Okay,
20
yes,
years
yes,
old.
yes.
Number 1 in the world at 20 years old. Are you kidding me? Like, come on. He has a
Who
chance
was
to be
beat, right, by Djokovic?
Djokovic. So I mean, if you're gonna put a tennis guy in there, it can't be Alcaraz.
Alcaraz is better.
It's gotta be
He-
Djokovic. The
no.
guy hasn't aged one bit.
No, Alcaraz, he has a chance to be better than Djokovic all the time.
This is currently
Yeah.
we're talking though.
Yeah.
You're taking Alcaraz over Djokovic.
Yes.
I'm
Wow.
not here to debate tennis.
Oh,
honestly,
yeah,
that's what
I don't
I'm
know
not here
anything
for that.
about
So
tennis and-
I know you're you're a big better tennis guy, and you've liked tennis all your life.
It was
so
my number 2 sport growing up.
Alcaraz, Djokovic. If you guys watch tennis, debate in the comments because I'm not going to sit here and debate tennis personally. Go ahead with your number 4.
My number 4 is actually Scotty Scheffler.
Ooh, from the tour.
Whoa. From the tour.
Oh, that's interesting.
Okay, no, I
Alrighty.
like that.
Caught me off guard. Can we get a description, please?
He's just outstanding. If he could learn how to putt, he would by far be the number 1 for me.
Okay.
If he learned how to putt.
So right now, I was not expecting 1, 2, and well, you said Djokovic. That's fair, right? But okay, so this is athlete. So I like this. A lot of different, because athlete is who's best at their sport and how they do it. It's not just who's the most athletic. It's who's the best athlete right now. Go ahead.
Yeah. Well, speaking of the tennis, actually, I have Djokovic at 4 too. Chunks kind of got me thinking about tennis a bit more, like recently. So
Big
I
tennis
thought
guy.
I'd throw him in there.
Match tomorrow, right?
Yeah, big match.
Beautiful. Go ahead with your number 4.
Number 4, I'll go. I'm a hockey guy, but I'm going McDavid at 4. I think just the guys above here at 3 are they're just
Sensational.
you think of it as a GOAT, and they're gonna be or they are.
Okay, that's very
yeah,
fair.
so McDavid at 4 is a pretty good spot for me.
My number 3, not a lot of people obviously put a lot of respect on his name from where we're from, but it is Kylian Mbappe. What did he just do in the World Cup? Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
He just put that team on his back. He is generational. probably pure athletic-wise, he's definitely up there all time maybe. Once he came into pro soccer at the age of 19 or 20, he just continued to dominate, and he has had Paris Saint-Germain, the team that he's on currently, on his back, carrying them through a lot of ups and downs. And obviously France one of the youngest players to win a World Cup ever and have a big impact on it. So I'm going to go Kylian Mbappe at 3.
All right, for number 3, I'm not going to get into this guy's accomplishments too much because I don't like him, but I'm just going to say Patrick Mahomes.
Hey, what's that hat? Hold on. What's that hat you got on?
Russell Wilson hat.
Go ahead. So that's self-explanatory.
Get him a sponsor.
I got Patrick Mahomes as well.
Patrick Mahomes at 3. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Number 3, I got the Greek freak, Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Love to see it.
Mine is McDavid.
McDavid at
For
3. Go ahead.
Okay, I think he should be higher, but I'll put him at 3. I'll go Shohei Ohtani.
So
The guy's he's just a freak as well. Like, he does everything in baseball you think of at a top level. He's Cy Young pitcher, will win a Cy Young, he'll win an MVP. He can hit dingers. He'll be a slugger. Like, he's everything you can think of in baseball. He is him.
which leads me to my number 2, Shohei Ohtani. I'm not a huge baseball guy, but you just look at the numbers. This guy's generational. He's pitching like high-end games, 2 home run. How do you even say it? 2 home runs. Yeah, 2 home runs a couple days ago. This guy is something baseball has never seen since the 40s, you could say, or whatever. He's better than those guys, but
Never seen it before.
Since Babe Ruth. We weren't alive for that.
he's the biggest unicorn in sports currently, and what can't he do in his own sport? He's just unbelievable talent. Go ahead.
Number 2, I have Connor McDavid.
Go ahead.
Number 2, I have Connor McDavid as well.
Number 2, I have Patrick Mahomes.
Okay, go ahead.
Number 2 is Jokic.
2 NBA. Okay.
I got Mahomes at 2.
Okay, so we're going to get into the number 1 here. Who's the best athlete currently in all of sports? Who's the best athlete in the world? Patrick Mahomes for me. He just, year after year, it seems every time you watch him, he cannot be stopped, whatever you do. He is the most unstoppable player in sports. There's just, every time you turn on the TV and Patrick Mahomes is playing, it's domination after domination after domination. He is just unbelievable, and he is my number 1 in the world currently. Go ahead.
All right, I think me and Bryson have the same guy here, Shohei Ohtani. Like you said, no one's doing what he's doing, playing offense and defense at a very, very high level. No one's doing what he's doing, so he's number 1.
Go ahead.
What are the odds that we have basically the exact same list? I mean, I got Shohei Ohtani. I mean, what he's doing is really incredible. He steals bases, too. Like, he can run.
Yeah.
He
How
can
tall?
pitch.
How tall is he?
He's
maybe
big.
6'3",
6'3",
around there.
and he can
crazy.
almost throw 100 on his fastball, and he may put up over 50 home runs this season.
He goes
It's
out there and
unbelievable.
throws 12 strikeouts, at least 9 strikeouts a game, it feels like, and then he'll go out and he'll slug a home run,
If
450
this guy
feet.
has some playoff success, he will go down as one of the greatest players ever.
He could
In all
be the
sports?
greatest
Yes.
player of all
Oh,
sports.
If
He could be.
If he wins a World Series, he's really up there.
I mean, he has a lot to do to catch Dylan Larkin, but he's getting there.
Can we stop with this stuff, please? This shenanigans. Go ahead, Carter.
My number 1 is Connor McDavid.
Go ahead.
All right. Well, I left Ohtani off the list because I kind of forgot about baseball, to be honest. But I'd plug him in at my 4. I'm just going to revise. I'll plug him in at my 4 instead of Djokovic because tennis is like kind of irrelevant. But that's kind of a shot. But whatever. My number 1, I have to agree with Alec, Patrick Mahomes. I just think he's just so dominant, and it's so fun to watch. I can't wait to
intro
watch
needed.
Week 1 versus the Lions. I'm really excited.
Are you sure?
Let's go Lions.
I am
in that
excited.
game.
You're excited.
I am excited.
Interesting. Go ahead, number 1.
Wow, I'm actually shocked he wasn't even said. My number 1 is LeBron.
Oh, please,
What?
right now.
No.
Come
What?
on. Please.
Right now?
Please.
No.
No. I'm ending this episode. Thank you guys for watching episode 7 of the Alec Frengos Show. So we're not going to end this episode, actually, because this is going to spark a huge debate. So LeBron James, number 1 currently. Can you give me a description why?
He's 40 years old, and he's playing basketball still at decently high level. Yeah, he's not going out there giving you a 40-point triple-double, but this dude's an Iron Man. Like, he is, like, unbreakable. He's still playing, still almost all-star caliber. Like, he is, you can't just say LeBron is not a top 5 athlete of all time. Like, that's just disrespectful.
All time.
And currently,
Right now.
yeah, actually,
Currently.
All time, yeah.
Okay. No, hold on. So
Currently,
we've got
currently.
hold on. We've got a lot of stuff to break down here. Okay, so LeBron
and
James.
currently, he's still top 5.
Okay, so
I'm not gonna say.
so
he's not.
LeBron James currently top 5. So
Yeah.
we are currently putting LeBron James over Nikola Jokic. He's a better player then.
Just sweeped him also.
Come on.
Okay.
Okay, hold on. Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Guy's looking
He's
at
a better
me.
player then. I don't get where currently you can say he's better.
I think
He's the best current athlete.
I think that's I think so. That's just, you can't just say he's not. He's still playing. That's like hating if you're saying he's not. Honestly.
Go ahead.
I have nothing to say. I would never put LeBron in my top 10 right now, so.
So we stopped recording. I obviously want to get re-recording because it's very shocking to a lot. Are you shocked, honestly, currently?
No,
Yeah,
you can't.
currently,
yes.
are we talking greatest athletes though? 'Cause
Current.
I think
Who's the best
greatest means that
athlete
you're carrying
currently?
A legacy though,
Currently.
and I think
Yeah.
there's no denying.
Is
he's
that
still
what you're
top
saying?
5
That
player.
okay?
He's 40 years old carrying all this and still playing.
Okay.
Like, he is a top 5 athlete.
So let me ask you a question. If we are talking right now, currently, if Tom Brady was not retired, where would he be on your
if
list?
Tom Brady was still playing right now, I'd definitely have him inside my top 5.
Okay, so
For
our
sure.
our lists are different. We're saying
For
who
sure.
is the most talented currently. He is saying
For
who,
sure.
who is
Who has
in
the best
this that's
legacy.
carrying on his legacy.
Oh.
So
He's-
I think
yeah.
it's kind of a different
Talking
view.
greatest players.
Like, so you're not
yeah.
taking Giannis and Jokic. You're not taking LeBron currently over Giannis and Jokic skill.
Oh, no, probably not.
Thank you. Okay.
But, like,
Thank
with
you.
everything that LeBron's...
You scared the shit out of me when you
everything
said
that
that. I was about to have a heart attack.
Everything
so.
that LeBron's done, and he's still playing like it, that's just very
Okay, so
impressive.
yeah, so when we stopped recording, obviously we had Scotty Scheffler. So I want you to debrief this. Is he the best golfer in the world?
I mean, he is up there. He's definitely a top 5 golfer. I mean, I think he is number 1, and if he's not number 1, it's John Rahm. He's still good. Golf is just weird. It's just a weird sport.
It's hard.
It's hard.
yeah.
Hard.
It fluctuates so
changes a
much.
lot.
Yeah, every tournament.
Like that Wyndham Clark,
But
he
yeah.
just won. He jumped up from like 70th to top 10.
Yeah,
It's
you
like,
can go from first place
it's
to
weird.
150th from one hole.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's definitely hard, but yeah. So we're gonna end it off 100% now. Thank you for watching the Alec Frengos show, and we will be back with episode 8 next week. Thank you.